flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Eater,
Present.
Andy Clark,
Not present.
Jason Green.
Here.
Brandon Carrico,
Present.
Mark McAfee,
Present.
Attorney Stephen Pickleball,
Present.
Clerk Treasurer Lori Carrico, present.
Need a motion to approve the minutes from the previous month's meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Motion from Jason. Second from Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, under unfinished business, Wesler proposal for development to develop a SCADA system master plan. Dean. Low, two.
So, brought it up last meeting, stated, some didn't have the proposal possibly, highlighted, to do a study and present a plan for having SCADA systems installed at the wastewater treatment plant. And that, again, I'd like to bring a couple of solvers with me. Being here to present. See you in a moment.
Yeah, good evening. Dean Rogers with Westler Engineering. The agreement is, as Bo said, a preliminary master plan for this SCADA system at the wastewater plant. Right now, it's kind of hit and miss with what is on SCADA and what's not. And this would kind of centralize everything and give operators an opportunity to monitor everything from one central location and really upgrade what is in place. The scope of services to be provided is really just to evaluate what's there and see what would be necessary to upgrade and or replace to bring all pieces together so that they communicate. And so what's there, what needs to be there, what would be that estimated cost to get you where you need to be. We thought it was important just with, we know Bo's not going to be around forever. So just to get that monitoring system up to snuff heading into the future. The proposed fees, time and expense not to exceed $17,000. I did speak to our group head of our instrumentation and controls group. He said he could see it coming in under that, or if they did utilize that entire allowed amount, that he thought that would go a long way towards that next step, should you choose to take the next step of the kind of design and implementation of those improvements.
So 17,000 just for the study.
Yes.
This is new technology per se, but it is, as new plants are being designed or infrastructure are being improved upon, it's being implemented into construction. No services in plant expansions or major improvements in the near future. But it would be beneficial on a lot of different scales, maintenance, operations. They can see what's going on in the plant instantaneously instead of routine, waiting for the routine events to the plant. They're not seeing everything all day long. As they pass through and walk through and grabbing samples and stuff, what's going on.
I'm not sure what you have currently, Bo, for alarming, but probably also improved alarming as well. So if there is an issue, you can get those alarms. You can get them on your phone, a tablet, whatever the case may be.
So kind of bring you up to speed where we have been. In our last projects with the water and wastewater treatment plants, which is still kind of ongoing, we have some money left over in those projects for construction improvement. But there was some electrical kind of float the boat.
One of the two.
When we did the install of the generator, we did an install of a newer SCADA system, which we already had in place with the water treatment plant. It was just an improvement. At the same time, on the wastewater side of things, we installed 7 or 8 new control panels here in town at our lift station. And SCADA is implemented into those, is designed into those control panels, and it communicates with the water treatment plant. It does not throw any alarms or anything like that unless it's a power failure. It doesn't call out alarms for pump failures. It may do a high level, I'm not 100% sure, that's about to do it. The capacity is there in any panel. I think the SCADA system is just giving those this information. Some of it is in place in town. If we do this and install SCADA system at the wastewater treatment plant, pull those away from the water treatment plant, but somehow tie it all together.
Just to add on to that, I'll say, our guys are good at utilizing what you have if it's worth using. So, we're not looking to replace a whole new system. If you have good control panels, good PLCs in place, whatever the case may be, they'll utilize existing equipment if it can be integrated in together and, make it as most cost effective as possible.
Anybody will make a motion to accept this and get a master plan in place?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Jason. Second.
I'll second.
Second by Brandon. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
Other new business, bench for Donnie Grindstaff, out at City Park. As everybody knows, or most people know, Donnie passed away here, several weeks ago. And he was the park superintendent, street superintendent, and wore a lot of hats just like Bo does, and a lot of other people here in the city. But Donnie was here for a long time, and he took great pride out there in the park. And so I was approached with a couple people on getting a bench. He had his bench out there, but actually the bench is, I think, deteriorated. So we want to get a different bench and put it in there. Jenny Wagner and Phil Goodpasture was spearheading that up. Very good friends with Donnie, played volleyball and everything out there with him. So they've requested us that we give permission to put a bench out there. And I want to run it past the Board of Works. They're waiting to get an inscription to put on. They're checking with his wife to see what she wants to put on there. So, good motion from someone.
I'll make that motion.
33 years plus, yeah.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
Okay, Brandon.
If we did anything from Mike Taylor, I mean, he done a lot for the city too.
Danny. Let's get this through first. All in favor?
Aye.
To answer your question, I don't believe there's anything around here. There's no from Mike Taylor. And I think that's something we need to look at as well, because he had a lot of years.
I don't remember exactly when my past, I understand
It was,
a lot of 88.
actually, no,
He's been a couple of years.
passed away about 8 years ago, I think.
For 2 years. Mark, I'll put you in charge of that. How's that?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we'll put you in charge of that, okay? Okay, next on the agenda is training at North Street with fire department. Chief?
So, obviously, you know, the city is part of the house on Fourth Street, and we try to do a few trains and stuff outside the city limits. We do have options to train cars in Washington. Then typically when on, we try to go to trains, but in the mindset, of trying to keep local so we don't pull our resources out of the city. And so we did one south of town, we did a live burn on it, went well. This one here, we're looking to do it like a search and rescue. We're just gonna smoke it up. We have like take smoke, Halloween smoke that we use. We full PPE here and SDK. It is a little bit of a messy house, not as much of a hoarder house as what we thought. We talked to the state fire marshal, his office, and we told him it's a hoarder house. And he was excited because he was wanting to get more people involved. So we told him because to see those kinds of conditions, you never know what you're going to come across. But it wasn't as messy. It's messy, but not as bad as what we thought.
We
But
can
he's still interested in
We
doing
can
that.
fill it up
Yeah,
for
we could probably take care of that. So he's actually looking into doing, it's, CADIS is what it is, it's a training site through the Indiana website, to the government up there, the state house. And anybody can go on it, what they'll do is they'll put on there where there's gonna be a training session going on, and we're looking at bringing firefighters from Evansville to come check it out and different places and stuff, so. It's one of the things we approached the mayor about a while back. Before we got the other house, and this one other house south of town came up, and we did this, and we put this on the back burner. But I know there's some issues with it, but we can do some smoking, in it and stuff like that. We do a lot of search and rescue, maybe forceful entry. That's what I was wanting to do.
and that's, towards November sometime.
Yeah, they said, can't think of the guy's name, you know, the state fire marshal, when we talked to him. He said they're looking at probably like late October, first November. By the time we get everything all squared away, we get to do the status and everything. But in the meantime, we can do about any time for us, whenever we can go in. But as far as the outside of that,
Appreciate that. Next up is the wastewater treatment plant disinfection system replacement.
Funny, I brought this up last month, didn't, just for information only, I received a proposal from Trojan UV disinfecting out of Canada that we currently use. I didn't reach out to any other vendors. It's been a really good system for us. There's been a lot of maintenance involved, and now it's aged to a point where I think a lot of it should be on maintenance. The system, and I don't believe this does not include any installation, which I think we can do 90% of it in-house. Some of the electrical we probably do for the UV disinfection system. It is very similar to what we've had since 2002, maybe 92, I think, 2002. So it's 22 years old. Life expectancy is 15 to 20 years. Just the electronics and a lot of the components are breaking down, creating a lot of issues. To purchase the system, delivered to our door, no installation, $100,000. UV disinfection, well, not UV, just disinfection season, as I call it, is the same as the water sports and anything else. It begins on April 1st and ends on October 31st. So that's our disinfection season. There's a possibility in the future that IDEM will change that to the year round, depending on water quality issues and stuff like that. So I think we need to stay ahead of it. And upgrade the system like that before we have become a failure and we're not.
What's the lead time on this?
I don't know what else. But anything, really not moving. It won't necessarily be a drop-in place, but it will retrofit into a lot of the footprint that we already have.
Nobody had no idea what the installation cost was gonna be, what might be.
I do not. I think I haven't had the opportunity to look into it that far. I think like I said, 90% of it, you can do it in-house without, electrical would be a problem for the amount of electric. I was once more from my head.
How much electric involved in it?
Just transferring everything over. There'll probably be some pulling of new wires and some conduit. It's not a big deal. I don't think there'll have to be any electrical upgrades per se. Replacing what the current system.
90 days on this one, was updated August 8th, so.
And you have no, there's nobody else out there with similar systems that you get pricing from them.
Oh, I'm sure there is. It won't be the same system. Everybody uses it. Then you talk breaking concrete, forming concrete.
To accommodate this,
You got a handout on this, Bo. I don't have anything in my packet.
You have that UV?
I got 3 New Generations Fiber LLC.
I know in the email packet,
I glanced it all over. It's all right.
A little bit.
we got 90 days till from August 8th.
yeah, and then they have to replace.
How many years you worked with them, Bo? How many years have you worked with them?
So it comes through HPT, Henry P. Thompson, that they're the vendor rep for Trojan UV. I worked with HPT for, I've been here 36 years. I've worked with them
So you're
practically
comfortable
day
with it?
one. The UV system that we have right now in place is a Trojan UV system. It's 3,000 plus, I think it's 3,000. A lot of the electrical components, the boards and stuff, are becoming optional.
Will this new one handle an influx of growth?
I believe so. I think, yes. I mean, we discussed and I shared our averages, so maximums and minimums.
What's going obsolete or like perfect cards and stuff like that?
It's perfectly board, yeah.
Yeah. Has anybody tried to buy any excess that may be out there still? Go out and buy any of the excess that may be still out there? Parts?
That you're probably going to end up with just as much in it as you would have new, so to be honest with you.
Yeah.
By the time you go through labor, installation of putting one piecing it all back together. I don't, you're talking about a water quality issue, compliance issue. I don't like getting in trouble putting decisions made under high limit.
I'm a firm believer in going with people who know what they're talking about.
Well,
That's your,
we've had this system that its life expectancy has exceeded
That's basically if you're comfortable with it, I am.
Going through the wagon stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that, I can't say it's part of my job, but it is part of my job to keep this stuff going as long as we can. And maybe I'm a little lagging on bringing some of this information forward. But, you know, I can't help that some of these components are obsolete.
Well,
I
I
know
was,
if the main control panel breaks down, it was in the neighborhood of $35,000.
you're saying on a parts obsolescence issue, it's not uncommon for people that, you know, to go out and try to buy inventory that's available now.
Sure.
But if you think it needs to be upgraded, it's going to have to be upgraded. I say drop it and deferring to you for your expertise.
In my opinion, I don't think trying to mill pieces back together is the right direction. Circuit board may be available out there with cabinets, conduits, some of the framework.
Connectors, you know, might have to be
It's
redone.
not good.
That's all we have, department head.
How soon do you think this needs to get done? You got 90 days on the quote, 60 days left, that's the first.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's not, if you don't want to have, if you want more information, come see me. If we have time to accept the proposal, again, I can't answer for if I place the order tomorrow, when it's gonna be delivered. I just have to be able to have it up and running on or before April 1st, 2025.
We'll be here for the night. You guys wanna wait and get more information, or you wanna go
I
ahead
don't
and
need
move
it. I've already heard that. The department head. I trust him,
Anybody wanna
trust
entertain a
all our
motion?
department heads.
Anybody wanna entertain a motion to
I'll
move
make
forward?
the motion.
Okay, got a motion from Mark to move forward. Anybody want a second?
They don't want to move forward.
No, that is-
This is what happens when we get a new phone.
No, I trust you.
No,
I
that
know
just
what it
shows how much
takes.
they listen to you.
We look at other systems and have to modify and re-engineer things. I mean, we don't know what the lead time is. I'll second it.
Okay, second with Brandon, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next item on the business, Don Wagner, Assistant Chief. Please.
Mr. Mayor, Board of Works members, if I could, have your, thank your indulgence, a couple of things came up, prior to the last, or after the last meeting, and, that I think needs some attention as well. The first thing is the school came out with a new program, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal. It's called Handle with Care Program, and that's why I kind of gave you guys a little brief synopsis of what it is. Just to let you all know, Coach, he's well aware of it, but the police officers had to go through training on this as well. What it is, if we have a child, if we come up on a child, whether it's a domestic dispute, a car accident, anything traumatic that happens to that child, then the officer will contact Kelly, the SRO at the school, with nothing more than the name, the age, and the grade of that student. And then what happens is, then Kelly will get that, he will pass that information on to those that need to know it, right? It's not going to be spread out through the whole school. It's only to either the counselor, the principal, the teacher, somebody that really that child is close to, and then they can give them support needed, whether it's counseling or something like that. So I think this is a really good program. I think it came out of, don't mark me on this, but I think it originated in Ohio. And then Loogootee somehow got wind of it. Coach, you probably know more than I would on the history behind it. However, I think this is a really good program for the children in case they come in contact with some type of traumatic event. And so I think this gives us the ability to get a step ahead of getting that child necessary help, right? Whether it's counseling or, get them out of that home, or, if they got sent to the hospital, everybody that is in charge of that individual, that child, will be aware of it, right? And we can take care of that child. So it's called Handle with Care. And I just think it's an outstanding program. Like, we all had to go through training on it. And like I said, all we do is text Kelly the name of the child, the age, and the grade, and that's it. We don't tell them nobody anything of what happened, what kind of traumatic event, nothing. Just those three pieces of information. And then the professionals, right, can do their due diligence and find out what really happened. If they need to come and talk to one of the officers, we'll certainly fill them in. But it doesn't get publicized throughout the school, so the other children don't hear about it, other teachers don't hear about it. It's only those in the purview of that child. And I think it's absolutely awesome. So I just wanted to bring that up to everybody, that program is now out there for the children. So the other two things I'm going to bring up is kind of officer safety and liability. So Friday, my radio, and we bought 3 new radios. I told you this was early summer, that we're going to need 3 new radios. Well, we had, so Friday, my radio started really not getting traffic or not letting me call out. Then today I had a pretty good incident, and my radio didn't work at all. So I couldn't get a hold of anybody. So Mandy actually called me on the phone and said, "Are you all right?" My point is we need to get 3 more radios for officer safety, because this is now just going bad. And I had to do everything via phone, and that's kind of, if if anybody's ever been a first responder, that's kind of a little inconvenient. You got a phone in your head, you're trying to, defuse a situation, let's just say, right? So I would like to see, and I hate, this is not on the agenda, and I hate bringing it up, but like I said, this is for officer safety, and then the next item is for liability. But I would like to see if the Board of Works would permit me to get 3 more radios, and that would cover all of our officers. So, whatever you guys think.
About 5 grand a week. What's the last one was?
Yeah.
It was just over 15 grand last time.
Yeah, I think it was, boss. Yes, sir.
15 something.
3 more would get us up to par. We'd be good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. And the Kenwoods, we've never had any issue with. They're ideal. It's just, fortunately I was on the day shift, and, still stuff happens. Don't get me wrong. Right? And I could actually make a phone call, because Mandy actually got worried about me because I wouldn't answer my radio. So she called me on my cell phone. "You all right?" "Yeah,
Can you answer it?
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, because I knew it was, she was evidently was trying to get a hold of it, but I knew something was wrong. So, and I had the issue on Friday as well. So then it kind of just clicked in my head, "Hey, my radio got working."
Just kidding.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
I know you. Cool. If you guys want to wait, I understand. I just, me, I'm a big boy. I can take care of myself, but, I don't like to put my officers in that type of, because I'm responsible for them as well, right? So, that's all right. I'm old anyway. So, but like I said, I'm just really concerned about my officers. And I know it's a lot of money, and I hate bringing it up. I want to wait till the end of the year, like I told you, right? I want to wait till like December before we had this big ticket item. But if mine's going out, who knows about the other two?
Roy, where are we at on this?
I'll make that motion to approve it.
I'll second.
And one last thing, and like I said, I
Hang on,
apologize
hang on.
before we get to
Chief,
John,
hang
but,
on, Chief, hang on.
oh, I'm sorry, Mr.
Motion
Mayor.
and second,
Oh, I'm sorry.
all in favor?
Aye.
Only, if y'all don't know, I only have one ear. I lost this one in Iraq. Seriously, I don't have, so I can barely hear, so. Okay, the next one is, one, and we don't have to do it this month. I just want to bring it up. We need an extra weapon. So, a couple of our new part-timers, I don't like them using their personal weapons. It's authorized, the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy says you can. However, I was looking at two ways, right? So if that weapon malfunctions because they don't clean it, and I make my officers clean their weapons, so if they don't clean it or something happens to that weapon, you know, they during the heat of battle, right? And it malfunctions, they're going to be in a world of hurt, you know. Or number two, if we roll up on the scene and our weapon, if we don't have ammo or whatever, we can take their weapon if they're injured as well. And we know how to actually adequately engage with that weapon. We're used to it, opposed to somebody else's weapon we don't know anything about. Right? So I'd just like to get one more. They're $870, and that's the whole thing. So
That's not an issue, because we can take the money for that actually out of the, lawsuit where we're getting back from the drugs, from Walgreens on our hood. We got money in that on an unrestricted fund that we could purchase that without taking out of the budget or anything. That's what we did when we traded in for the weapons, is we used that fund to get all new weapons at the
Yes, sir.
time. So if we need another one, we can actually take it out of that if you guys.
I'll make the motion
I'll
to,
second.
yes, sir. Thank you. Thank
All in favor?
Aye.
you. Okay. So and now what's on the agenda, right? So
Well, I
I
thought
really
we were-
apologize for that, but I just
Chief,
see-
I thought we were done.
okay. I'll sit in. So, so obviously, my other assistant chief, Kyle Long, he moved on and went to Lawrence County Sheriff's Department. So if y'all don't know, I have to go back to the academy, right? So myself and Officer Clark are actually going at the same time in January. And that's horrible. You know, somebody over 60 like me has got to go back to the academy, right? But so obviously I need somebody to be my right-hand person while I'm away, right? And I'll be gone for 4 months. So John is probably the most qualified officer, even though, yes, he's young, right? But he keeps me straight. I'm telling you, he's like, Chief, you got to do this, you got to do this. So he has been a godsend, let me tell you. He has really helped me out tremendously. I only have to mention something and he's already doing it, right? I think he's, and obviously I'm not going to be around forever, right? So, you know, I need somebody, a legacy to take over as I ride off the sunset for the second time as retirement. But, so, and I think John would be ideal for that. Not only that, John really sacrificed the Loogootee Police Department. What a lot of you probably do not know is he was hired on the Indiana State Police. He was hired. He was going. In fact, this would be his 3rd week in the academy right now. And he decided to actually stay, resign because he got hired, resign from the state police and stay with us. So that means a lot. I mean, that shows commitment, right? He was going to make, after he got out of the academy, over $100,000 a year. That's what state police pay, right? And he actually pushed that aside and wanted to stay and be loyal to Loogootee Police Department and Loogootee, obviously, the citizens. So that says a lot, especially, and no disrespect, but, especially somebody that young that has that that type of mentality, right? Because you don't see that anymore, you know, with loyalty and the sense of community, right? And so John's, you know, obviously born and raised here. Well, not born here, but you know, went to school here and all that. So, you know, he had that sense of loyalty to the community and actually turned down $100,000 a year job to stay at Loogootee. So that says a lot for his integrity, right? So I would like to promote him to assistant chief, as long as the Board of Works and Mr. Mayor, you know, approve it. That's my choice. Good job.
I'll make the motion to tolerate.
I'll second.
Yes, sir.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you all.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good chief. Before we go back, I want to jump back up on the B on train on the North Street property. Last meeting we had 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. You gentlemen said that the asbestos removal was going to cost $150,000. You stated that.
No, we said up to, it was a big thing.
Well, I'd like to set the record straight that, you know, when you asked about a report, I had not seen a report yet, other than the fact that we had just one thing of a cost. And I hate to have the public out here getting misinformation. Okay. We had an asbestos inspection on 107 North Street, and correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, I'm reading this, it was $1,330. Then we did additional samples.
That's for the first batch that that's everything. And anything less than 1%, you have the opportunity to spend an additional $210 to have that redone to confirm. So yes, we spent
So that
approximately
was,
15
That was $1,540
Yes.
that we spent.
Yes.
Okay.
for the test.
Right. And then for the removal of the asbestos, and what irks me about this is we throw numbers out here and no one knows until we get the hard facts. And we didn't have the hard facts. But whenever you have someone out here saying it can go up to $150,000, that's a big misinformation out here to the public. And I think it's wrong when that's being done. Removal of asbestos is $1,301. So we're at $2,841 for everything.
I apologize.
Well,
You're right there.
and my point is, you know, we ran on transparency and everything like that, and we have done that. And you know, when we get the numbers, we get them out here for people. It's in a public meeting, it has to be done in a public meeting. And $2,841 is a lot different than up to $150,000. But I just want to get that on the record that that's what it's going to cost, and we'll be moving forward on this even to get it done. But since the state fire marshal's office has asked us to do training there, that's why we're holding off until November or after that to get something done. But I wanted to get that straight out there that it's only $2,841 is what we're looking at. Now, when we go tear it down, yeah, we're going to spend some money tearing it down. We're going to try to do a lot of that ourselves, but you know, if you have someone tear it down, it could be $10,000 to $15,000 for hauling off. That's about where it's at right now on houses, depending on who you have do something. The other thing is, if we have another burn, fire, you know, training there, we can burn a lot of debris. So, anyway, I want to get that out of the way. Utility adjustments. You'll have them in front of you. Bo, you verified everything, and where did we end up at on Charles Street there?
Offered them sewer adjustment because we have no reason to believe that there's an malfunction within the meter reading. accurate. It was a manual read radio. There is a radio read meter installed at that location now. They don't have any idea. They said there's not have to leaks or anything like that. So the mystery's on me. I get it, but I can't answer for it. I don't think that there was any malfunction in the meeting. I think the readings were accurate. And the water was used somehow, somewhere. They used less than 2,000 gallons a month. They got a 65,000 gallons. I took it upon myself to offer a sewer adjustment. They didn't like that idea. And I think it my thing, gentlemen, to represent their side, not
We don't have to give a sewer adjustment on that.
you do not.
No.
I
I think you're being more than fair.
think it's appropriate. I don't want to see anybody have to pay that thing. I'll jump through the hoop, figure out how to help.
Thank you for doing
And
it.
just so people know, when a water meter goes bad, and that's what everything's based off, it actually slows down, it doesn't speed up. So your bill's not gonna get higher due to a water meter speeding up, it's actually gonna slow down. So you're actually gonna get more water than what's actually reading.
There's moving parts wear out. Like the engine on your car. Constantly moving. Things are going to break. Things wear out. So using oil and antifreeze or what have you. Similarly the same still off. There's a whole lot of components in there. A lot of moving components. Those components do not move without water going through the meter. Period. That water has to go through that meter in order for it to be ready to continue. Things get wore out, things get slower, and break. Today's technology, years ago, there was all kinds of things. But we're talking 40 years ago. Technology was great in a lot of instances. In all of your meters, electric, gas, water, improved. When I started working in this industry 40 years ago, the water meter was not $25. What we're using now is we're not throwing money away as we do. There's a lot of things we can do with these. We're still waiting for all the orders. January, February, we were on 500.
Did you ever get the ones you chose? And they installed it? I hadn't asked it. What?
Shells are bare. We're waiting on them. You can take back there. He's been itching since June, put these meters in. When does the meter in? October, dude.
Oh, hopefully, okay.
But we can extract data out of these new meters. 45 days. Unfortunately, this was not a radio read meter when things went bad.
So the dentist office wasn't?
No.
I thought you said the dentist office was a radio.
It is now. It was not at the time.
We still have, what, 500 that need to be switched over to,
Approximately.
yeah, approximately 500.
Did you verify the meter was operational?
Okay.
Yeah. It was actually changed out. In July, the meter was read on July 16th. They thought that it was a high usage. It was reread on July 24th. The readings were accurate. There was still not near 65,000 gallons, but there was still in that 10-day period, plus or minus 10 days, they still used more than average.
You have any idea what would cause an increase in water like that? With a sink left on, I know it's a distance.
Well, and just more information about this specific location, I don't want to give out a whole lot of
I
information.
know.
But, you know, we, myself, because we're here for the customer. I don't want to see anybody have to pay sometimes. But I'm not gonna be argumentative about it. It is what it is. I wanna do what I can to help, okay? They do have an irrigation system. If there was a failure there, we don't know. But we did a data log on this meter that was installed on August 9th. Since then, or Monday to Friday, they're using 800 gallons a day. Irrigation. That's fine, man. But it's something that failed within their irrigation. They had a water softener that hadn't been used, serviced, it was unplugged, I don't know how long. Because that was not, it wasn't even bypassed, they were still running water through a water softener that wasn't operating. So, I mean, there's a handful of things that could have gone wrong.
I don't know everything with you, Bill. I think
Yeah,
you
no,
did more than fair.
Yeah.
So all the other adjustments will get then?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone make a motion?
Make a motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Uh,
Okay. Department reports, I know fire chief, you wanna go, cause you guys got a meeting you're gonna be at.
We've had 12 fire-related and 15 medical. That's not. We're all on that one.
All right. Bo, did you just give your department report?
No, you really want me to talk more?
Go ahead.
I've got a few things to say, stop me with part of my report. 119 service calls, 142 line locates, 311 office calls, 14.1 million gallons produced at the water treatment plant, average day of 456,000. Davies County Rural Water purchased 8.4 million gallons. Wastewater treatment plant, very dry month, 8.5 million gallons, 27% capacity. Recently had, late last week, had a situation at water treatment at the well field. We lost one of the wells. Don't know exactly what happened or what it is. Won't know without having smoke in the full well. I have reason to believe chaff. We experienced that over this was a different well. Same 1 through 4 wells, but this is well 3. The other one is well 3 or 4. Regardless, shaft broke. It's my evaluation. I contacted Lane, come in, pull the well. See what fixed. Do the repair. Last time, 15,000.
And those are 20+ years old too.
1982. Still good well.
Yeah.
Is the mechanical part. Could it be something operational? Possibly. I think most of it's metal fatigue.
we haven't had an
Stainless
in
steel shaft.
42 years.
It's a stainless steel shaft. Not real, a very big shaft. There's a bearing seized. It's going to snap. Those are the things that we don't see when we talk to them. They pick up on them with cleaning. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is, you stop me coming down. I typed up a statement, much like Chief, trying to be prepared, but I left it on my desk, and here I am. We've got 28 streets that are being milled and paved.
Mhm.
Do you want me to read those streets off?
It's on the Facebook which ones are there. I mean,
It should
won't-
be.
It won't take you 2 seconds to read 28 streets.
Well, my statement was, is we are beginning this process. We were awarded, we had a, it was bid in at $1.2 million.
1,121,000 some odd dollars.
We are, but we've got a match, that was our award, right?
Yeah.
No, that was a bid cost.
That was the bid, so
We're
we paid
responsible for 25%
25%,
of that. So
$280,000,
we are able to
something
do
like that.
28th Street. High Street from 231 to North Line, East Westwood, I call it 4th Street, off of Walker Street, North Oak from Bloomfield to the end down there, where the lawn garden used to be, Howard Street, which has been a street forever, but it's always been gravel. Queen Street from North Line to Bloomfield Road. We call it that with the Boulevard, according to inventory. Vincent Street from 231 west of the county line. Look at Gatwick Boulevard. Brooks Avenue from Gatwick Boulevard, 350 feet. Depot Street, Railroad Street, Crestview Drive, up at Eastgate. East First Street, which is Southeast First Street, 1,185 feet. Which pretty much takes it to the top of the Ackerman Drive from East First Street, East First Street, all of Ackerman Drive. Southwest Third Street to Grant Fullerton, Sheridan Street from Main Street to West South Street, which is what we call West Washington Street. Sherman Street, Southwest Third to Southwest Second. Grant Street from Southwest Third to Southwest First. Southwest Second Street from US 50 all the way to Indiana Avenue, Indiana Street, to Dairy Queen, all the way back to the credit card. Southwest First Street from Dewey to Indiana. Indiana Street from Southwest Second to West South Street. Lincoln Street is about half of Lincoln Street. That has been done. Park Avenue, which is what we call Reason Avenue. Industrial Avenue, which is basically from Southwest First, going towards Falls, Rumble, back on IGA. There's 1,200 feet there. Charles Street, Cooper Street, which is back behind German American Bank. Cedar Street from Walnut Street, Pine Street. Elm Street, we pulled out of there. Elm Street from South Oak to the end, which we've got to do, I'm gonna have to present some more information on that. When it was projected to do Elm Street, it was mill and pave all the way to the end, but there's 600 feet of Elm Street that isn't paved. So we may have to come up with some more money to get the whole thing done. You can't mill and pave something that's not there, and the way this program works, you have to do what's specified. But I've got some estimates on this stuff later. Heritage Hill, which is in front of the Southside Fire Station, and John C. Spring Street from US 50 going south. My statement was basically this: these roads are going to be closed for local traffic. You got to get to your house, or you got to get out. I'm sure we're going to be able to accommodate you. Butcher Boulevard, Vincent Street is going to be a problem. Traffic's going to have to be rerouted for the contractor safety. employee safety, and the product that we're gonna get at the end of the day. You can't be driving on hot air. And we don't wanna be liable for vehicles like over. Now that asphalt, we're not liable. We'll give the contractor, we're gonna try to get some dates in advance of what streets are going to be done when. I do know that what we have talked about, they've started today, because there's some sidewalks improvements. Not sidewalk improvements, but the approaches. Some of them are not ADA compliant. Within this project, we're able to bring some of those sidewalk approaches and intersections up to ADA compliance. So that work started today. The milling and paving probably won't start until September 23rd. So, and we discussed that they'll start milling on Jack Bush Boulevard, and work their way out.
What about William Street, Bo? That was brought up last spring, you know, when they put in the new
Williams
Dollar General.
Street, right?
We're not doing anything with that.
As far as widening that,
Widening, resurfacing.
not the same. I found some old drawings from 1998, possibly.
2001.
It could have been. So,
But that just showed the widening on the highway, not the actual widening of the street.
that one's not going to be covered under community cooperative. You can't build new streets, you can improve on what's existing. You can't widen or build new streets. That's going to be a good one.
Right.
So anyway, they'll be starting the milling. I don't know if they're gonna mill all the roads and then come back and do the asphalt work. But all I can say is people are gonna be patient with it. At the end of the day, we don't want potholes. We want a good product just as well as the contractor wants to do a good product. If you're driving on that hot asphalt, you turn your tires, it's gonna blow out. So the roads will be closed. I don't know what infractions could be put on somebody if they don't adhere to the road closures, but all I can say is public is
Thank you.
Hey, Paul, on your wastewater, you said the flow was down this last month or whatever.
clear.
Is that because of the rainfall and no stormwater going into it?
No infiltrate. We don't have stormwater going through it, it's high enough.
One more thing, Bo, on any of these streets that you listen, is there any manhole covers that need to be repaired on any of those? Cause we had
Working
that
on that in advance.
Okay.
I know when they redid Jack Bush Boulevard, there were manholes that were covered up, and they were actually out there today tearing up the road, finding them, bringing them up grade. To answer your question, no, I don't think we have anything that's on the surface that needs replaced or repaired this time. And the good thing about milling is they're taking the surface down, so we don't have to try to adjust the grade.
I know that was an issue for you this spring. All manhole cover seals replacement that needed to be done.
There's some manholes that, I mean, from manhole inspections and, smoke testing, yes, there's, I wanna say in the neighborhood of 90 manholes need to be addressed. But the good thing is, today's technology, they can be sealed up internally and never have to be excavated.
All right, thank you. Chief, will you have a question?
So, just real quick, we had 147 calls, this month, 6 tickets and 5 arrests.
All right.
Chief, I've got a question.
Sure.
How many calls or incidents did you have Saturday at the event downtown?
0.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually getting worse. Yeah, probably,
All right.
of the 147, probably 140 were dog calls. No, I'm just being facetious.
Since you brought that up, we are going to let everybody know that, we're all in litigation, and that is, coming past. So we are currently not gonna take any, we will take an application, but we're not gonna act on anything for the year 2025 until we get everything lined out with our city insurance attorneys and we get everything else as far as the fees and everything that goes along with that ordinance. There'll be a new ordinance on that. So we will not be making any decisions until after all that is done for 2025.
My question, when will a fee schedule be available? Because I paid a fee for $200 for barricade.
They asked us and I said they want them. We're not in the, business of loaning out and setting stuff like that up. I don't,
One question.
Summerfest is a city event, so we do use city resources,
We're
okay?
talking other events.
Jolene has her stuff at her place. We don't,
Well, and in the interest of transparency, what is the rule of the hours? What do you pay for this coming in?
What the city of Loogootee pays?
You don't know.
I do not.
You hired an attorney.
no, our city, our insurance
The
company is
insurance
one.
company, I believe, is picking up the tab.
Okay. Without, okay. Without further ado, I'll ask for an adjournment, motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion.
No second.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Thank you very much. You're very welcome.
They're spending a lot of money. Is Dave Singer? Okay. Jim. I'm glad I got my sweatshirt on. Have we got anything to do, Dave? Huh? Have we got anything to do? Here we go. Hmm?
It's like a damn hospital in there. Turn it up, Lori.
I knew he was going to do it. Man, she turned it down. Yeah, he was told last year. You didn't turn that up or down, did you? What did you do that? There you go. Don't kids be meeting here. Man, I know it's cold in here.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call the city council meeting together. Order. We'll pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mayor Rader. Carol Rahhill.
Here.
Dave Smith.
Here.
Mike Engelman.
Here.
Jeremy Holland.
Here.
Mark McAtee.
Present.
Attorney Stephen Huberball.
Present.
Clerk Treasurer Lori Carrico. Present.
Minutes, from previous month's meeting, motion to approve.
A motion.
Buck. Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The motion to approve the claims is presented.
Make a motion. I saw him read through. Good.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
I have a question for future claims here real quick. I know these things that both of them are talking about tonight are needed. I'm just curious what funds that will come out of. The disinfection system replacement, is that water sewer? Wastewater, we're good there. And then I'm assuming the SCADA system, $17,000 for the study. Wastewater. So there's plenty of money.
Power pump that went down with the United Water. Okay, first item on here is the update on the pavilion. If you notice, we have been doing some work down there, getting removal. Getting that done, the actual, so, in saying that also, and I forgot to put this on the board of work, but anyway, Church Street from 231 over to First Street will become a one-way during this construction process. And also First Street from Church Street going north will be a one-way as well. So, the road's gonna be narrow there, so it'll have to be a one-way. It's gonna open up time to what else we got there, Bill?
Offer, donate, work relationships, give you some to them with the stuff that they have contract in town, so it's all better.
Bo, on these streets, do you have any say of where they start, where they go, or has this already been predetermined?
It's pretty well leave up to contractor, because that, that equipment is easy. Some places, they're gonna have to put it back on the truck there with transport it to the driver's license.
And the reason I ask is because, Butcher Boulevard, we have fall break coming up. And you said they're going to start there in September. If it's possible, maybe for them to move that one back, you wouldn't have to reroute all the school traffic, the buses, the parents. Never, you know, it's a possibility. I don't know.
So it's possible. When is fall break?
Fifteenth is sometime.
Yeah, October. Yeah.
15th, October.
I probably have that down here.
It's the 14th of January.
Okay. It might eliminate a lot of headaches. I don't know. Just a thought.
So I will have that conversation with contractors. I think we'll be in that. I've talked to them about possible about this, and I'm gonna be gone last week in September, first week of October, first and second week of October. And I don't know if they'll stay here.
Mhm.
But he indicated to me that they'll be in and out before I get out. And the only problem is, would be, this is a big enough project for them that they've already scheduled us in.
Mhm.
If I would have that foresight, before we bid and everything else, we could have made those arrangements. They're not looking at pay, they won't adhere to their bid price if they have to demobilize, and mobilize back.
Right.
Where are they staging their equipment at, though? Where are they staging their equipment?
Initially, in the state, I spoke to Mr. Rothmiller, in the state over here on the highway where it's very people.
Mhm.
As they move about town, and they accepted 5%. Go over by the west side of town, that gravel lot next to the city park, and stays there.
So I just want to make sure they got adequate areas to stage.
It's just time,
Mayor, one more thing. We're on streets. Can you give an update? 5231. I've had some people ask what's going on. How long will it take? Do you have? Yes, you do.
Neither do we.
He does. He does.
Everybody knows when it rains really, really hard, it always floods along that area. What they have, or when they did that project, I don't remember how many decades ago it was. They just had the drains on the side of the gutter. Okay? What they're actually doing is cutting out, putting drop in the road as well. And so they're redoing all those, let's say, gutter drains and making the drop drains with the gutters. So hopefully that's supposed to address the problem, but I don't know if we have also outside the pipe. I mean, when it rains and floods, it's going to go in the gutter by German American, but it's still safe. So that's what's going on. Plus, they're supposed to resurface the road. I believe all the way through on the intersection there at the Joneses and Bay Texas. We're making up a little wider. Plus, they're putting in the handicap accessible sidewalks and everything off of all the side streets affected by it. So we're putting all that in.
That's all state. It's not us.
State's doing all that. That is not considered that. It's gonna, the original project was gonna be like, was able to get done in a year. I talked to him the other day, he didn't give me the exact time frame, but it's gonna be a lot less. I think we'll probably have everything, don't hold it too late, and everybody's gonna do something like that. I'm not sure. We just pull it in,
kind of mitigating the groundwater, but the way they're moving along,
they're going pretty good.
done.
They're going pretty quick. So, that's the, update on that. Thanks for bringing that up. Pavilion has, we got the colors on the pavilion. Get all that right. I think it's scheduled to sometime this month, maybe this month, this next month, they'll be ready to get delivery and push out the thing. So, it's, up in Michigan. And get it in production, so we're at that. Basically broke ground down there. 6 inches, not take 6 inches out of it. That's basically all the excavation for electrical and water. Next is street paving, I think you covered that. New business, Michelle. There we go. We're right down to the line on these two projects, aren't we, Michelle? Gotta be submitted by the end of the month.
Right. What we have tonight on both of the ready projects, the country court infrastructure and then also the park project, is we have first pay applications from both of the contractors. And we need to submit draw requests from the ready folks before the end of this month. And so with some of the bidding and so forth that has gone on, we're a little, well, we're quite a bit behind what we originally anticipated on both of those projects, honestly, but we're going to get there. So with the first one, the country court infrastructure, right now, the first pay application is really just for the mobilization and their bond and insurance up front as they are getting ready to get started. I believe by August the 1st, or if they say if crops get out a little quicker, they may be able to start a little sooner, but that's only a couple weeks away, 3 or 4 weeks away. So right now, total, well, they say completed restored, but for the mobilization it is 25,000, but then they have a 5% retainage that we always take off pay applications as we go along, and so that's 1250 off of that. So the actual request or eligible amount is $23,750. So if you all would like to make a motion, and this is for the Don Gress as a contractor.
Don Gress will be the one doing the work up there. So anybody wanna make a motion to?
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion, a second? Anybody wanna do a second on this?
Second.
Carol, all in favor?
Aye.
The other payout we have tonight is from ISI, the contractor for the park pavilion project. And there's along the same lines as the mobilization, bonding and insurance line item. And the invoice is for $16,500 with the 5% retainage off of that being $825 off of that. So the amount requested is $15,675.
I'll make the motion for that.
Second,
Second.
Coach? All in favor?
Aye. When do you expect that project to be done in space?
What they have?
Probably springtime, honestly. I mean, they'll get the majority of it done, weather dependent, by
So
the
it'll be
end of
able
the
to be
year. But
utilized by the city and by then, after that.
I would say fully usable in the springtime. It just, with weather, sod, and all that stuff, so that'll probably be the last thing, is my understanding.
Yeah, they'll get probably all the electrical and most of the flat work down, the concrete stuff this year. I'll probably get the stage up and everything, but the dirt work and stuff. Good. Thank you, Chuck. What's left? You guys know about the asbestos removal and everything, so where we're at on that. Next item is, excuse me, development and redevelopment commission, an ordinance.
Ordinance to establish and create a Department of Redevelopment. The City of Loogootee hereby establishes a Department of Redevelopment pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-14-3. Said department shall be controlled by a board of 5 members, to be known as the Loogootee Redevelopment Commission.
Is there a motion to approve that ordinance in place?
I'll make a motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Do you have the redevelopment commission person?
Actually, I think the council, excuse me, council gets to pick three.
I'm talking about the actual person that's replacing Higgins.
Not yet, I'm still talking to him. We got time on that. The council does get to appoint three members. Two? Okay, I must have read that wrong, and I guess I get to appoint three. Okay, so you guys can appoint two, and we can do that at any time. You guys can throw some names out there, and we can make it official on that, the next meeting or something. So,
What was that for?
do what, Mark?
What was that for? I didn't hear you. Yeah.
The council gets to appoint two members to the redevelopment commission, and then the mayor gets to appoint three. I thought it was vice versa. But, reason we, just to give a little background, we had originally asked the county to help us out on this with Country Court 5 because the bids came in over budget. So we had asked them, and we weren't for sure what kind of monies we had here at the city at the time, because we were trying to figure a lot of things out. Since then, we found out that we actually had the money to help out in this, and it's better that we develop a TIF district, actually do the redevelopment commission, then do the TIF district, and have that money coming back to us over the 20 years instead of going to the county, having them set it up. Then we'd have to pay the interest, we have to pay the setup fees, and then they'd be getting everything for X amount of years. And it was just best that we do this for our own community, and we actually have Country Court 5, let's do the housing project, and then another 3 areas they're actually looking at developing right now. We put all in a TIF district, that money stays here. And the idea behind this was, with the TIF district up there, is the money that you draw in from that only gets used in that district. And we would hope that we'd get enough money over there in a period of time that we could do an access road or something out to the highway at that point. So that's the reason we ended up doing our own redevelopment commission, which all cities, I believe most of the bigger have all that, and we're just trying to stay up and do what's right for the city, be responsible. Don't have anything else.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Yeah. About the Humane Society, but
Oh.
still
Give an update on the Humane Society.
still kind of in limbo.
I've reached out and talked to 4 individuals who have been involved with the Humane Society in years past, are very interested in being on a board or helping us set this up to move forward. I've been in touch with the chief quite a bit. So right now it's kind of the preliminary stages. My hope next couple of weeks be able to have a meeting with those 4 individuals and then move forward from there. So that's kind of where we're at.
Okay. All right. You need to sign that ordinance. You guys all need to sign that so we can have it.
Oh, yeah.
So saying that Chief Dave, I know Dave's done a lot of leg work on that, and I appreciate what he's done on it. Trying to get something worked out in the future. And that's how some things go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
I've been in contact quite a bit on this. So he's done a lot of legwork in terms of trying to get some foundational work on this. So because we're really having an animal problem. I know I complain about it, but we just had an officer get bit. He was out, a deputy. He was out running. He was on a dog outside and got bit by a pit bull. So, and it was, so just to set the record straight, it was not anybody's pit bull, it was a stray. So that's what we're having issues with. It's not people's dogs we're having issues with. Fortunately, it didn't require a lot of medical attention. But I'm just really concerned, right, with all this stray animal situation we have. And, you know, he's a pretty big, tough guy. So, you know, luckily he took it in stride. But if that had been a little kid riding a bike or just running or something down the street, that could have been catastrophic. And I really appreciate Coach for doing everything you're doing. This is, winter's time's coming up, and they're going to be more aggressive, I do believe, because I have canines, I know. You know, because they're going to be hungry, you know, look at the shelter, things like that. So I just really appreciate everybody. And I've had citizens come up and they want to get involved as well. You know, I'm a proponent for everybody, regardless of who you are. So this is something that I'm really, really concerned about. Luckily, I hate saying it, but luckily it was a deputy, right, and not somebody.
Well, it's going to take a lot of people. And I've reached out, Mike has, and the mayor has, to the county as well. So we're hopeful to get them on board. Maybe the town of Shows as well. So it's going to take a while. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's something I think is worthwhile, and I think everyone does. And hopefully we'll start making progress.
I'll further do that for.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
All right.
Thank you all.
That would be without.
Oh, yeah. What do you need?
Yes, sir.
Up on William.
I'm trying.
Not all grass.
You should get it, and then I'll just get it off. Y'all go off the tip for y'all.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, go up there, right where that curve goes.
That real sharp haircut, we're talking about. What's his real hair? It's like this big.
And people want to kind of squeeze around there. These people can't get through.
Oh, wait, yeah, I agree.
But, you know,
I'll give it 12.
On that side, leave the other side. Cut it off.
You wanna take your phone and bring it home with back with you?
You know, it's here.
I get it. I'll say something.
He's like, yeah, and if they will come from the authority of those schools, you know, and a lot of people have heard it.
Yeah.
But then when, I went to that person, but that Marlboro, on the west side there, they got, yep, they have to get around that curve before you see all the way.
They do.
I go down there, and where that telephone pole this side had a little push from the curve, I cut it out. So it's clear, you know, the telephone pole. See, this way, that one, but up in that end, you know.
He's attention.
Yes, I did, buddy. He died.
But they're good though. I mean, especially